Okay, y'all, this is Kay, Beulah Homestead, and I am going to start this video today, and we're going to finish it up tomorrow. We are making Comfrey Salve. And what you do is put it in, this is vapor rub that we made, but you put it in these little tins. It's really good for your muscle pain. Stivers made it, and I thought, well, if she can do it, I can do it. So, you know.
So Aunt Martha sent us some and we tried it.
And Aunt Martha sent us some, yes. My sister sent us some and we tried it and we really liked it. But natural medicine is obviously something I want to lean towards anyway. So, but yes, my sister did make some and it worked very good. So what we have right here is a mason jar of, it looks like black goo. It's not. It is olive oil and my comfrey leaves. You can't see it. Olive oil and my comfrey leaves. And what I'm going to do now is drain them. Let me turn this around. I'm probably going to let this drain overnight just so that I get all of the yummy good you know, the yummy good, oh shoot, hang on y'all, sorry. Break my mason jar, that'd be bad. Hang on, let me fix this.
Dump it out. It took 6 weeks.
Yeah. What I did was I took my leaves off my comfrey plant and I stuffed them in here, and there was a talk about do you crush the leaves or do you just put them in there like they are? And I guess the general consensus is you just put them in there, because if you crush them, then you have all this crushed comfrey all over everywhere. So these were intact leaves. This isn't so bad. It's coming out nice. These were intact leaves, and we let them sit in the olive oil for 6 weeks. I think just probably a little bit longer than 6 weeks. We've had some stuff going on here, but at any rate, we put it in the oil. We put just the comfrey leaves, as you can see, in the oil, the good olive oil. Watch your olive oils, because there is only one olive oil that I like to buy, and I might have said this before. There's one that starts with a B that I won't say because I don't want to be sued into oblivion and lose everything I own. But there's one that's very famous, starts with a B, and it is, for the most part, rancid. But this one right here, California Olive Ranch, is a very good. It's been tested, and there's a lady named Leah Sedgy, and she tests these things and makes sure that, you know, she does dog food. Her mouth isn't always as Christianly as I think it should be, but she does do a lot of testing, and she did the dog food one was great. I think I've mentioned that in another video, is the dog food one was great. It talks to you about how, you know, they usually use roadkill and stuff like that, and I didn't want to feed my dogs that, so she goes over a whole bunch of different dog foods and had them all tested. At any rate, she had this California Olive Ranch tested, and it is a very good olive oil. So what we'll do for the night is let this sit and just drain out, and you can see how, oops, that's all right. You can see how green that is, because all that good comfrey goodness kind of is soaking through there and coming out the other side. So we'll let this drain for the night, and then tomorrow we'll show you what else we do with it. It's very simple, just like the vapor rub. Very simple, very effective, and very safe for you. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, and we love y'all. Because today we're going to talk about Comfrey Salve and its wonderful uses and benefits. First off, again, registered nurse for 25 years, not an herbalist, not a doctor, not giving medical advice, just telling you what's worked for my family. I don't want any bad backlash from telling you about this Comfrey Salve, which does work. I'll tell you, it does work. My sister Martha made some and sent it to us, and it works. It works. It's let me just run down. I'm going to tell you some other things, but I just want to run down a small list of things that it does. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's a helps. I didn't know this. I'd heard of bone knit before, but I did not know exactly what bone knit was. Well, bone knit is comfrey, so that's awesome. I'm really glad I did the research and found that out. Literally, you can rub it on broken bones, broken toes, broken fingers, hurt joints. If you have a dislocated joint, you stick it back in place, and which is a whole nother show of it in itself. You can put Comfrey on those areas, and they can help your bones heal. They help your bones heal. It's bone knits your bones back together, which I think is fantastic. So it does help with things like that, but its most common use is for sore muscles, sore joints, sore, anything that you have strained or sprained ankle, things like that. So I planted some Comfrey here in my garden, which is looking really ragged at the moment, but it's gonna come back to life. I planted some Comfrey here in my garden, and this is what it looks like. It has very distinct, get this in focus here. It has these large leaves with this underbelly here, and leaves grow quite big, as you can see. It also, from what I understand, I'm gonna take this one with me. It also, from what I understand, has a large taproot, which helps it to reach down into the soil to pull out the nutrients in the soil. So it can be used for composting. People like to compost with it. People plant it around their trees to pull the nutrients up for the trees to get to. People use it for all sorts of things. I know Permapastures uses it when he plants his trees for sure. Come on, baby. Good boy, Gur. But I thought those things were really interesting about it being bone knit and helping with, bones that are broken. I thought that was really cool. So let's get back in the house, because it has rained today. A cold front's gone through here in Ohio, and it is cold. The temperature's dropping, the wind is biting, and it is cold. Coldy, my kids say. Okay, so that's the Comfrey root I got here. What we did was we took this Comfrey leaf. I'll get it together. We took this Comfrey leaf and we folded them in half, put them in a mason jar with the olive oil, just covered up with the olive oil. Came out looking something like this about 6 weeks later. Don't leave it too long and watch it, because you can't have mold at the top. So it came out looking something like this. We strained that out, and there's a little bit of gunk left in the bottom of that bowl. And we ended up out of a big mason jar, or quart jar, with about 2 cups of oil that we're going to turn into the Comfrey Salve. So my battery's going to die. I'm going to let it charge a minute and get this all set up, and I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, this is Kay, Beulah Homestead. I'm back with you. We got our Comfrey leaf that I showed y'all before. Then we got all of our ingredients here. Just a couple things. Comfrey has it has these tannins in it, I believe they're called, that help with arthritis, bruising. Actually, what it does is it pulls your cells back together and helps join them back together. It helps to regenerate the cells and put them back together. So arthritis, bruises, sore muscles, joint pain, inflammation, strains and sprains, gout, oh my lord, gout. It helps to help healing, wound healing. It helps wound healing. But don't put it on an open wound, I guess, even though for some reason they're telling me chickens can eat it and love it. They're telling me that if you eat too much of it, it will do something to your liver. So if you use this on a normal basis, it's going to be a heck of a lot safer for you than a Tylenol or a Motrin, which you know that I have issues with. But anyway, I need to tell you that if you, I guess, take a leaf and eat a leaf every 2 hours or whatever, it could build up in your liver and you'd have a problem. But if you take 4 Motrin a day or 8 Motrin a day, let me tell you, it will build up in your liver and you will have a problem. So take that promote from people. Anyway, it's called Bone Knit, like I said before. Helps with fractures, breaks. Mostly you're supposed to use it, like I said, for closed wound healing. Okay. You can make poultices out of it. You can make tinctures out of it. You can put those directly on your skin. It's really, 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 really good stuff. Most people say it starts working in about a half an hour, and they feel relief. Lower back pain, joint pain, aches, eczema, any of those things. You can get relief. So, okay, I got my double boiler here is going to town. I can hear it under there. There's water in there, and I got my top on here. We strained our comfrey. We took the leaves, put them in the olive oil, let it sit for 6 weeks, and then we strained it out with a colander. So this is what's left. This is 2 cups of olive oil and comfrey leaf. And then we have 1 ounce each of Beeswax Pellets and organic coconut oil. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the double boiler. Get that. Set my dog off. Hey, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. So we're going to go ahead and get that. Yeah. I think I'm going to pour a little bit of this in it too. Just to get it all.
Yeah, you can put it in.
Well, I want to melt some of it first. Let me get a. Stay right there. Let me get a spoon. There are other ways you can infuse the oil. If you don't want to wait 6 weeks for your comfrey to be infused naturally, you can do it over heat. Put your comfrey and your oil in a pan, like a double boiler, like this, and heat it up. You can use a crock pot and do it that way also. So there are other ways to get your oil infused with comfrey, but I like the old-fashioned way. I like the natural way, so that's the way we did it. So I'm going to get this all melted real well. It's going to take a few minutes, and we will be right back at you. Okay, this is what a crazy double boiler does. It's bouncing around in there. That is too funny. My daughter's like, why are you videoing that? I said, because it's funny. That's why. Anyway, as you can see, the pellets take a little bit longer. Well, you can't see, but you could if there was any light. Anyway, the pellets are almost melted. They got a second or two more. So I'm going to put the rest of this olive oil in there just to get it all mixed up together. So let's turn this off, and then you do not add your essential oils here, camera lady. You don't add your essential oils, which we have chosen pine and lavender. You don't add your essential oils until it's cooled down. Oops, get back up there. Until it's cooled down a little bit.
And you don't need essential oils.
You don't have to, no.
There's no smell to the salve, so a lot of people like to add it.
Exactly, exactly. It should not smell at all, much less smell bad, so you don't have to add essential oils. Of course, you can add whatever you want, whichever's, I mean, there are just tons and tons and tons of essential oils that can be helpful to your skin, to your breathing, to so many different things. I got these little things at a grocery store called Sparkle. Costs a lot of money at Sparkle. Everything costs a lot of money at Sparkle. My dog decided to eat some of it, but I just thought they were the cutest little. They're silicone. Silicone good, plastic bad. Silicone good, plastic bad. Okay, so now the pharmaceutical industry and the plastics industry hates me. But hey, put out a product that I can get behind, and I will get behind it. So let's pour that in there. And, well,
We might need more. I'll get more.
Yeah, we might need some more.
Just go ahead and pour those, and unless you want to wait, it's up to you.
Well, I can add the essential oils while they're in here.
Yeah.
So this is, get this all poured into here. We may need another jar. A lot of people use those tins. We just didn't buy any of those tins, so we don't have any of those tins, so we're not using any of those tins. But
we'll get more.
No, I guess come show them what we do over here. I call this the pass-through because it's a pass-through from this area to the bathroom. Y'all been in here before. But I save every glass jar we buy with something in it. I save it. I got goldenrod in spaghetti jars. I got old garlic jars, garlic powder jars for when I make my own garlic powder. I save every one of them. I save every one of them because glass is wonderful. Glass can be used for so many different things. Grape jelly jars. We save our jars here. We save our jars, and I love glass. I do not like plastic. I like glass. It's much better for you. We also got a smattering of dehydrated watermelon jerky, sweet red Chinese peppers in a, see, this is what's good for. You got a peanut butter jar, you got a good lid, you put your oxygen absorber in there, and you can put your dehydrated food, and it's good. It saves it for forever. So, definitely save your glass jars. There's only so many mason jars in the world, and you run out of those fairly quickly, so we definitely save our glass jars. At any rate, that's just a little here too. Now am I going to be able to find a lid? Oh, I guess that's a lid. So I guess I'll use this one. This is like an old jelly jar, but you just want something you can get your fingers down in, so you can you want something you can be able to put your fingers down in to get the salve out of it. So we're going to let those cool for a minute and pour this in here. Let it cool, not so long that it gets hard and you can't mix up the essential oils, but I mean, I'm thinking maybe 5 to 10 drops a piece, because especially if you're using it on kids, you know, you want to put like 5-10 drops in there. Just don't, make sure it's not too hot. Oh, that's fine. That's good. That's good too. Now, the other thing, if you use a jar this size, it may not harden like you want it to. It might. It looks like it's starting to harden already, but it may not. So you got to be aware of that too. You might want to get those tins, and eventually we can get those tins, but we don't have. Oops, I guess that was a couple more than 5 to 10, but I'm from the South. We just throw it in, you know. It's just how we do it. And you can make any variation of this you want. I haven't been drinking today, I promise. Any variation of this you want, but and you put pretty labels on it and all that stuff. We just we're not equipped for that at the moment. So we're gonna lay out our comfrey leaf, and we're gonna put our jars here, and we're gonna take a pretty picture for y'all. And then my editor's gonna go edit, and that's how you make a Comfrey Salve. And that's how you make a ham for dinner.
I did.
Alright y'all, this is Kay, Beulah Homestead. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and all that stuff.
What's
and
that?
Go over to Stivers and check them out too, please, because they're an awesome family. We'll talk to you next time.
What's that?